We need the lights. So.
I don't like
Yep.
the light.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Governor.
We're doing a live.
Huh.
We're doing a live.
Who's out there? Somebody out there?
On the Pam and Brian live stream. Talking about straw bales.
Got 3 likes already. Sweet.
Talking about putting up the
Oh,
walls.
I forgot to break out the chat.
Do you have
here
anything to
separate, so you
say?
can, not that you'll be able to see it anyway, but I'll try.
I can't see anything. My eyes are burning. My eyes are really burning. Who's there? Reveal yourself.
Anyone there?
Anybody here?
Anybody here?
That's from The Shining. Man, that light.
Omega
so
Royal.
Right.
Got my. Oh boy.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
I got my drink. I got my big drink. I already had the alcoholic beverage.
Who is that there? Where are you from? Hey.
Nope. Bummer.
Hey, Warren.
That's okay. Brian wouldn't have a drink. I tried to get him to have a drink with me. I just had a little vodka shot. Just to calm the nerves. But it makes my face really hot.
Your cheeks are red.
Cheeks turn red. I'm very sensitive. Omega Royal. Where are you from?
I don't
What is your
recognize that
name?
one.
We have people filtering in.
That'll never get old. Australia. Whoa.
Oh, good day, mate.
Oh boy.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. Let's not.
What time is it?
Oh man, I
That's
gotta have
gotta
my
be-
fan.
Geez, I don't even know how many
I gotta
hours
get my fan.
difference that is. It's a lot of hours difference, I'm sure. Way ahead of us, right? So
We're
it's
doing
probably tomorrow.
On the Pam and Brian live stream.
You know who else is from Australia?
Talk about straw bales.
The Bee Gees.
Talk about putting up some walls. We're doing it live. Oh my gosh, I am so hot.
Hey now.
Plans and problems.
Wow. Sweet intro, Warren.
Thank you. Thanks, Warren. I got my fan.
What's going on today?
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know. What's new?
Well, he dug a big hole.
Oh boy, still on the road, Warren.
Arizona Homestead Project. Oh. Hey, Pedro.
Hey, Pedro.
And his wife is Patty, I believe.
Yes.
Wow.
We passed on your message to.
We're doing good.
Nice introduction. Hi, Mom. Hello, Shirley.
Hello, Shirley. Don't call me Shirley.
And don't call me Shirley. What's new?
We
got some rain today, last night and today.
We got a bunch of rain.
Half inch plus.
Half inch
plus here of rain yesterday and today.
And oh, I hit a big milestone.
Oh yeah, Pam's. Well,
my channel blew up.
We'll thank Jim if we see him pop in here, but got enough money for the trusses and the roofs of home. So so Warren's making the money to build the house. So
sweet.
So yeah, Pam was getting real close a day or two ago to her 500th subscriber on her channel, Simply Pam. And she mentioned it. She wasn't. I mean, you weren't mentioning to Jim for that reason, but she just mentioned to Pam to Jim that she was getting close. And
yeah, put it on Facebook.
Jim put a post out on YouTube, and
thank you, Pedro,
to all his subscribers. And she didn't just hit 5. I mean, she was literally like 5 away at the time, and she's gained about 100 since then. So that was
Jim put something out, and then another guy, Hidden. His name is Brad from Hidden.
Let's try Brad.
Oh my gosh, I had a brain
I don't remember
FART.
what you said it was.
It was Hidden Homestead, Brad.
Okay.
Hidden
You're making me
Homestead.
cold. I am not hot.
My face is on fire.
Can you fan yourself and
maybe
not me?
I'll get my ice pack. I need my ice pack. Gotta get my pack.
So anyway, don't forget to like the video. Thanks, Warren. Yes, we're doing pretty good on likes. 7 people, 5 likes.
And then I painted the rest of the day.
Good day. Hey, welcome back, Don. So
I painted my big rock. I'm almost done with the big rock for Craig and Nikki.
Well, so anyway, you hit your 500 and blew by it, and she did a little drawing. She had a video that had that said she was going to do a drawing for when she got to 500 for a painting, either one that she had or one that someone wanted her to do. So, and she drew Rob from
Essayons. He used to be Sapper Gardner.
Yeah, okay. I can't never remember which he switched from and to, but
Essayons. Essayons Family Garden. And he won the Yoda painting.
He's been following us for a while. He had a channel previously, and he actually lost it for whatever reason.
Something weird happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
So he's building back up, but yeah. So he won the drawing of a painting.
I'm very happy. I'm very excited.
Congratulations on your shot, Don.
Oh, it's Remy.
Diamond Bell Ranch.
Remy, and I can't remember your husband's name, Remy.
Oh, phone is dying.
Diamond Bell.
Thanks for saying hi.
Homestead.
We'll hopefully you can hang out for a little bit. So northwest to southwest. Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. I'm very happy.
So that's been going, and so that's a little bit on Pam's channel, and she's been painting a rock for
I gave
our
out
friends.
a Baby Yoda painting.
Yeah, so she's sending the Baby Yoda painting that you might have seen her paint. You taped that one, right? And
I did tape it. It's on the Simply Pam.
So that's going out to Rob,
Sean, and Remy. Sean, that's right.
And she's been painting a rock for our friends Craig and Nikki.
It's a big rock.
Yeah, a boulder. Yeah,
a giant boulder.
So it's basically an address marker, right? So she's painting their address on it, but she's painting her style on it, right? So it's got a desert
I think it fell out of the sky. It was actually a meteor at some point.
It's giant. So she's almost done with that actually, and I guess they'll take that out to their place when you're done.
If I show that on if I videotape it, I can't post their address, or
I can blur it if you want.
What's going to happen is,
blur it.
Are people going to show up out there at their place? I was worried my garage in a box might be destroyed and blown away when I came back.
Oh, that's right. It is a little weird when you're gone from your place for a few days. It's a big rock.
It is a big rock.
As we've said before, we leave fairly often, actually. We visit Tucson and Phoenix and stuff fairly often, and it is a little weird sometimes when you leave your place and the weather gets bad and you worry about what you might come back to.
Hi, Taylor.
Hey, Taylor
and Melissa.
So it can be a little scary. Did it hold up, Don? Because we've had some pretty strong winds here the last couple of days, which you've been going.
Oh my gosh, it feels like the whole trailer is going to flip over.
We've gotten rocked pretty hard. Yeah.
I scream. I scream sometimes.
Yes, she has.
I scream. I scream. You scream.
And it's gotten chilly. I mean,
I've been craving ice cream.
Oh, Warren's not home, I guess. But Jim put something out today about Jim had some snow out in McNeil. They're a little higher than we are, but we definitely had a good bit of rain. And if it had been a little colder, it could have easily snowed.
I want to tell Taylor and Melissa. I have a homework assignment for you. Put a video out because you guys are hilarious and I want to see a video.
Me too.
You're funny. Come on, just put one out. You got to start somewhere.
Kiddie swimming pool that I shower in was blown down the back of my property. Yeah, sure.
Oh, I remember the kiddie pool.
It was shot out of the garage in a box and took flight.
I saw the snow
snagged it. Yeah.
When I went outside and I was like, hey, there's white stuff on the
hail
mountain.
Here and lots of snow. Again, the weather is so weird, right? So Taylor and Melissa, our friends who literally live a couple of miles from us, we can see their place from here
with the binoculars.
And they sent us a message today that said they had hail and we did not. So, I mean, as a matter of fact, at the time they sent it to us, we had nothing. We did get a little rain right after that, but
be careful, Pedro.
Pedro's heading back. Drive safe.
And Patty.
Drive safe. And good luck on your journey out here.
Yes. That's exciting. I'm very excited to see Brian is making headway with those tires out
Another
there.
one got hail. Where's Diamond Bell Ranch?
Aren't I think they're out by Tucson. Are you guys out by Tucson somewhere, or where are you?
I apologize. There are so many
Sean
channels.
and
Sometimes
Remy?
it's hard to remember who's where and all the names and everybody. Jim will get 2 inches of rain, and we get none. We are 10 miles apart. Wow, I knew they were very close.
So I could see.
I would have assumed you'd have the same weather.
I could see the little cloud around where Taylor and Melissa live.
Yeah,
and then
they're kind of down in a valley from us.
30 minutes later, so they're lower down than we are. But 30 minutes later, we got rain.
Don's a Canadian. Yes, yeah. Well, I'm from back east, and I don't miss the cold and the rain and all that. But we do get some here. But it is usually kind of welcome here, because usually when we're getting a little bit of cool or whatever, places like Phoenix are burning up. So we spent a lot of time in Phoenix. So most of it's welcome for us, and it's usually not too bad, but it does get cold and rainy a little bit here. So, but it's all right. 45 minutes from here to the border. We had to get COVID tests. So yeah, I had to make the trip tomorrow. I think the crossing that we do going down to Rocky Point,
border of checkpoint towards Kit Peak. Oh, like we're going to Mexico.
We drive right by there.
When we go to Rocky Point, we go down the 19 and we pass by Kit Peak.
We get on the 19th for a moment, and then we turn onto Ajo Way, which goes right by Kit Peak.
The border checkpoint.
So we drive right by there.
Next time we go to Mexico,
Condo.
We should meet up.
We didn't do that from Phoenix.
We always stop at
our new route goes that way.
We stop at the Burger King. Is it the Burger King?
Yeah, just outside of Tucson there in Ajo Way. Yes. Oh, so we drive right by you.
We're going there soon.
Sure.
We're going at our 18th anniversary is May 7th.
It is 18. You remembered the number. Well, neither one of us usually remembers how many years it's been.
Well, didn't we get married 2003?
It was 2003, yes. 2003. So 18 years, not next month yet.
May 7th.
2 months. A little over a month. 18 years we're coming up on.
Didn't your first anniversary, wasn't it May 8th?
I think it was the 4th.
Oh,
it was very close.
Because your birthday is June 4th.
Very close, yes.
His birthday is June 4th, and mine is June 29th.
We should email Diamond Bell Ranch.
You know what?
We could see them maybe.
MidlifePrices@gmail. That's our you can email us there. MidlifePrices@gmail.com.
Oh, sorry. Are they telling us to put our email? Yeah, it's just MidlifePrices@gmail. If you want to email us.
It's pretty simple.
So anyway, okay, so we're it's 10 after. So some things going on your channel. You gave away your giveaway for 500. You've been painting a rock for Craig and Nikki.
Wait.
Oh boy,
a bottle of OG tequila for you guys. Ooh, what's OG?
Ooh.
OG?
OG.
Off grid. Ooh, I like tequila.
Hey,
I'm ready. I'd do a shot of tequila.
Good. Let us know when you're on your way out. I wonder who's winning, Brian or all of those septic pipes these days. So, yes.
He's doing a video on that.
Yeah, the video is just about done, actually. I probably could have snuck it out today, but I didn't want to really drop a video right before this, and maybe the people in here might not have seen it. That is us. Thank you, Warren.
That is correct. Thank you.
So it'll probably be coming out in the next day or two. But so the last video I did, I think, was talking about the plumbing, right? But I didn't really show any of our plumbing. I just kind of talked in general about what I had learned while I was kind of getting ready for this project. So right after that, I did actually do the plumbing. And it's been tough. It's been tough to get out in the weather. We did have a couple of nice weather days, which I managed to get out and do it.
The weather sucks.
The weather's been bad, and I'm one. Usually, even when we have bad winds here, which we do often, especially in March,
he goes out.
But well, number one, usually we get the morning. We'll get the morning. It really won't pick up until the afternoon, so you can go out in the morning. And number two, if I have something to do, and and it's still at least warm or whatever, right? I'll work through the wind. I don't care, especially if I'm just, I was just throwing dirt around. It got a little dirty, but there was a day last week or this week, I got out and, I started like 8 a.m., which isn't super early. In the summertime, we'll start like crack of dawn pretty close. But right now, we wait for it to warm up a little bit in the morning before we go out and do stretching and things in the morning or whatever. But I think I got out about 8 a.m., which was a decent time. And within an hour, I was getting just sandblasted. It was crazy. It was really bad. So I think I worked for a couple hours and called it a day. It was tough. I hope Taylor and Melissa. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see each other on here. I did forward that email, so you both should have each other's emails. Hopefully, if you want to,
Taylor and Melissa,
if you want to talk. So Taylor and Melissa,
Pedro.
Email Pedro.
Are you too busy?
Anyway, so I did the plumbing. So that's what the video is going to be on. I did the sewer pipe. It's just one stretch of pipe. I didn't do like all kind of house plumbing and everything, but I had to do that stretch of sewer pipe so that we could continue with the tires, because the pipe has to kind of sit in a certain spot and the tires have to go around that pipe. So I did that. And then I got back to kind of working the tires again. Now we had, as we had said before, I can never remember what I've put a video out on it. I have a lot of footage that
I showed it today on my
but
channel.
Pam shows it too. So if you've seen any of our stuff, we've got kind of the outer perimeter.
I want to film him doing his little stretching routine. It's funny. I laugh at him.
So if you've seen any of our stuff, we have the outer perimeter, which I'm calling a retaining wall, just to basically hold back dirt so that we can have a flat spot, because our land isn't really flat. It's sloped a little bit. So we've done that outer, and that has a gap in it, of course, for the sewer pipe to come through. And then so I started to work on the inner course of tires, which will be an actual rectangle for the house. It'll be the footer for the actual walls. And the first thing that has to happen, because we're going to wait to backfill, because again, other than the tires I've put in place for that retaining wall, the land that's actually inside that area is sloped a little bit. So before we backfill it and try to bring it all up level, since I'm going to bury one course of tires as the footer for the walls, I'm putting those tires in place first, so that as we backfill, we'll fill around those tires, and we'll actually fill the tires and pack them with the sledge and all that stuff all at once, and put rebar in place. Rebar is going to come up from under those tires in between them. So to make that happen, because the land is currently sloped inside that little area, I have to kind of dig out a trench kind of on the high part so that those tires can sit down at the level I want them to. And actually on the low side, I actually have to maybe build up a little bit of dirt, not a ton, but a little bit of dirt. So I want to create a level course of tires. So that's what I'm working on right now. And one of the things that slowed me down, is something always does. And this is a heads up for those out there, all of us that are into sort of, alternative building. And this really should apply to everybody, to tell the truth. Another aside that I do a million times, but it's one thing I am sorry to say, that when we bought our last house, I never considered its orientation at all. So that was just silly. And what we found was, our bedroom was, hey there. So our bedroom would bake because of the path of the sun, right? Our bedroom was on the southwest side of our house. So setting sun.
It was horrible.
Hammered.
Never do that again.
So bad. Well, anyway, what I was saying was, for those that might be building this way and want to orient their house and everything, you generally want to face the long side of your house. If you want to take advantage of the path of the sun, you usually face the long side of your house to the south. And you put windows on that side so that winter sun can come in, but summer sun is higher, and you have an overhang that'll block it from coming in those windows and all of that. So I was using the app on the iPhone, the Compass app on the iPhone, and I used it for other projects as well, to kind of lay things out to face south. And I found out that it can be pretty off. And now there is one thing you need to know if you're going to use, a couple things you need to know. Number one, you want to I think they default to magnetic north on that app, at least that app that comes. I think it comes on the iPhone. I don't think I went and got it, but so it defaults to magnetic north. You need to change that to true north because those things are a good.
I just
At least where
learned
we are,
about
they're a good 10 degrees
venting.
off.
Brian can help too.
Considering I just learned about
Hey,
venting.
Are
I have
you
lots to
are you
learn.
going to wrap up this segment in a minute?
In a minute.
Are you
In a minute.
You're getting a little long-winded.
I just
here.
want to. Well,
I'm trying to be
this is
quiet.
kind of the only thing we have to talk about.
No, I
as
thought
far
of
as-
something.
Oh, okay.
I wanted
Well,
to
all
talk.
right.
All
Put
right.
a pin in it.
All right.
All right. So anyway, the point is, I got
got a
slowed
couple.
down a little bit. I had been digging a trench. I had set up some string lines, as I tend to do for all of my projects, right? And I was digging out a trench for these tires to kind of lay them out. And I don't know why it occurred to me, but one day I just thought, I'd better make sure I'm south or whatever. And I used the app, and it was jumping all around. So I decided just to use the sun, right? So I mean, that's not going to be
When
wrong.
in doubt, use your shadow.
So yeah,
Follow
I
your
went out at
shadow.
solar noon, which is halfway between sunrise and sunset. Right now, it happens to be around 12:30 in the day, and looked at a shadow to see, because that shadow will point pretty much due south, which is how I want to be oriented. So, and my lines were a good bit off, so I actually started kind of shifting everything a little bit. So I did a lot of extra digging. Is the point of the story? Is I did a lot of extra digging. So that slowed me down a little bit. But that's what I'm working on right now, is getting those tires positioned.
If I don't stop him, he'll never stop.
Did someone say something? I don't shut up.
Put a pin in it. No.
We got.
He likes to go into great detail.
That's what I do. There's gems in there. Somebody.
So
There's
one
gems
thing
in there.
that we did today, I think we spent like 2 hours today going through some old pictures.
Oh yeah.
And we had a great time going through these awesome pictures.
When is the roof going to be?
Oh gosh. So one thing that I'm going to be working on 2 different videos. Hey Sherry. Okay, first, let me put a pin in that, and I come in and I'll tell that one first.
Oh, you're telling, that's a short one.
Okay, so I'm going to work on a video that shows like some pictures of when we used to do boating.
When we used to
boat.
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 We had 4 different boats.
Not at once.
Not at once, but
we graduated.
We went up the boating ladder, and Brian, we were both into wakeboarding and wake surfing. So I'm going to just do maybe a little slideshow on that.
It was just funny to look back at old pictures. Yeah,
it was very funny.
We wasted 2 hours today. Once we got started,
Sherry,
we couldn't stop looking at old pictures.
I sent Sherry a couple of Snapchats, and I was laughing so hard that I was crying. But I also wanted to I'm working on a little video about why we decided to go with straw bale, and like what led us to straw bale, and like what's good about the pros and cons of straw bale. And there's a lot of pros, but not really a lot of cons. And it also, I put on my notes, it has like what cob is and why cob is good. And hello, Tom. It's Tom, right?
It is Tom, common man.
Man, I am so good at
I see some comments out there. Donna's saying, talking about plumbing.
I'm not done yet.
There's more to be said about plumbing, Donna.
I just want to read I'm sorry. I want to read the.
Oh boy, you're gonna get it.
This was on Facebook.
Don't get mad at me. This was hilarious.
No, Brian, you have to know our humor. We joke around with each other like this, but
are you gonna lead up to the story, or I know you told
he doesn't do shopping very well, and I normally go with him and I do all the shopping.
I was at the grocery store alone, which doesn't happen very often.
And every time he does, he either calls me or texts me like 100 times. Because
so I actually did text you something. I forget what it was, what size of something you wanted, or how many of something you wanted. I can't remember, but then you asked me.
I said, you didn't forget my Kit Kats.
She asked me to get her Kit Kats, which is a rare ask, actually.
I don't really eat candy all that much, but I just asked him to get, because I had a craving for Kit Kats. And he said, calm down, Chubs. I just started laughing so hard. Calm down, Chubs.
She mentioned these Kit Kats several times, and I added them to my list, and I shopped by the list. So, I mean, I was getting them. But
oh, your mom. I wish I could send your mom those.
oh,
I could. I can send her. We could go back and look at the pictures again, and I could send them to her.
No, on Snapchat.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I only did it on Snapchat because I could like send a little short video.
David from Paris, welcome.
Hi, David. Okay, what are we missing here? I can't see anything.
Well,
I'm laughing. I'm crying.
So
at the same time.
So Dawn mentioned plumbing. Yeah. So Dawn, you just mentioned venting a little while back. Is that because I mentioned venting, or did you get introduced to it for another reason? Also, we talked about orientation, house orientation. So just in case anybody didn't know it out there, the general consensus is in the Northern Hemisphere, at least, I should say, to kind of face the long side of your house to the south.
With Brian.
If you want to take advantage of the path of the sun for warming in the winter, and you can kind of block it out mostly, at least in the summer. So what else?
Bonjour, David.
Ooh.
Is
that another language Don speaks, or did he do this before where he spoke
did it
French?
before.
Was it
he
French?
Spoke French.
All right, I couldn't remember.
Shirley, I will try to send you some pictures tomorrow.
Some of them were of you, Mother.
What? They were funny. The one of Sherry trying to wakeboard. Oh my gosh, we were dying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, so Don brings up the venting. Just FYI, I said that I didn't go into every plumbing detail. Number one, because I don't know every plumbing detail yet. And number two, I was really just working on a specific section of plumbing, right? Basically that main sewer line out of our place. But yes, if anybody out there is thinking about plumbing or doing their own plumbing or whatever, I kind of meant to mention in my video. I mean, I think I said the word venting Canadian once or twice. I think I said the word venting once or twice, and then I said I wasn't really going to talk about it. But just FYI, in case anybody didn't know, and you want to know a little bit about plumbing, another thing about plumbing that you might not think about is, you can't just plumbing isn't just number one. It's not just stuff running downhill. It's not that simple. And number two. Number two. Venting is very important. So, and maybe
what Sherry said.
I don't think I said this anywhere, but I've used the analogy before. If you take a milk jug or a jug of water, if you fill a milk jug with water and you try to pour that out,
he makes honking noises too.
If you try and pour that out real fast, it kind of gurgles, right? It glug 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 glug. That's because air, as water or so as water or liquid or waste or whatever is moving through those pipes, something needs to take its place, right? And that's the same thing that's happening when you empty a jug real fast or whatever. It's why water jugs that dispense water usually have kind of a hole in the top or a vent thing, because without air replacing, there's a vacuum thing that happens in there, and the stuff tends not to move. So yes, just venting is very important in plumbing. So that's part of what you see coming out of the top.
What is your point of this venting?
Well, Don mentioned that he just learned about venting.
Make the honk noises.
I'm not going to make the honk noise. It doesn't mean anything to anybody except two people on here.
He makes the honk noise too when he goes to sleep.
My mom says, "Don't overshare." She just said it.
I do it too.
Do it.
The other morning, wait, sometimes it gets too boring if you just talk about your plumbing.
I'm sorry. I talked about.
Hey, I'm going to say.
I'm not doing it, Cher.
I'm going to say one thing that I did the other morning. You weren't in here, and I'm
going to hunk. Pedro says you're going to hunk.
Shh. I'm so glad you weren't in here the other morning because. Oh, hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I was talking about the other morning. I woke up, and the way I woke up was I snorted so loud that it hurt my throat. And
that was the day I was outside working fairly early because you
heard me outside.
You were out for a while. I put in a couple hours work before she even moved.
Well, I took I every now and then I'll take a sleeping pill because I never sleep good.
I didn't know that, Mom.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Whew.
Okay.
Get a grip. Pam.
So,
I gotta get a grip.
mom, the house my mom lives in, we moved to when I was 15. And at the time, it was like from the house we moved out of. All right, take it easy.
I'm sorry. I got my as my grandma said.
From the house we moved out of, it
My
seemed
giggle
like a mansion, right, compared to the house we moved out of. But little did we know. I mean, maybe my parents knew at the time, but I don't think any of us really knew until much later. And I was a kid, so I didn't know. But looking back, the people that we bought it from had built it largely, I think, themselves. And
Green Dream is in the house.
and there were some plans involved, but I think they cut a lot of corners, and in a lot of cases they didn't know a lot of things. So my mom just mentioned that the venting was done horribly in that house. I didn't really know that, but
hey, I want to say thank you to Jimmy
yes,
and Jessica.
Yeah, thanks for giving Pam the bump there.
I got the old Green Dream bump. Thank you, Jim. We said it at the beginning, but you weren't here yet. He's late.
Now Pedro said a minute ago that he wanted me to help him on his plumbing. Now, I am not a plumbing expert.
Oh, he's
now,
not.
Hopefully, I would love to help a bunch of people. If there's people that come out that get into this world and get into their own projects, down the road, and we've already gone through, like, because I'm sure I still have a lot to learn as we do the plumbing and electrical for the house, which is a little ways off still. But I would be happy to help as many people as I can after that fact. But boy, I don't know a whole lot about it right now. I'm getting to know a little more, but sounds like a new dance.
Can't stop laughing. Oh my
Jeez.
God. I got my giggle box turned over. That was my grandma, my Granny Bond used to say, you got your giggle box.
I'll help anybody I can. So
I laugh like this all the time, though.
You tell everybody I never make you laugh anymore. I never make her laugh
the
anymore.
GD bump. No, you do. We were laughing today when we were looking at those pictures because I was like, oh my gosh, I have gained so much weight.
It actually made me think, and I almost did it, although I didn't know how it would work. Maybe we'll do it next week or something, or on a week. Well, we don't always have a ton of like project related stuff to talk about. We have some updates to give you or whatever, but after we looked at those pictures, was that today or yesterday?
Today.
For a moment, I thought about taking tonight's live and using StreamYard again, like I had used in the past to share our screen. And I thought we could say, hey, we were looking at old pictures today, and throw some of the old pictures up and just tell stories about some of those pictures, the stories behind some of those pictures. Maybe we'll do that sometime if people would like.
I said, we used to have a lot of fun. Remember that?
I didn't know if everybody would get a lot out of it, because a lot of it's like inside joke type stuff where if you weren't there, maybe it's not as funny or whatever. But
there were some old videos.
I thought for a minute about going through some old pictures.
We used to go skiing and boating, and we had like parties at our house all the time. But now we don't we don't have any money anymore. He used to make good money, and now
Mom made a typo that made her sound like Irish.
What did she say?
Turn over me knee.
Me knee? Where is that? I don't see that.
Man,
just do the honk.
Mom, you're famous.
No, it's me.
Imagine.
It's me.
Oh, you're soaking wet. Your hands are all clammy.
It's just snot. It's not snot. You think it's snot, but it's
not. Oh my gosh, this has turned into a whole thing. Well, we've got the bump and the honk. We've got two separate things going on here.
Brian, just do the honk one time.
No, I'm not going to do the honk.
No, it was me that was asleep doing the honk. You do
but
the honk.
I know what you're...
Okay.
We all know what you're doing.
Brian...
You want me to do you doing the honk, which is really Mom doing the honk.
Brian... No, I have done the honk. I've woken myself up like you'll be sleeping and you go...
Don't touch me. Clammy.
Clammy.
So anyway.
Okay. Get a grip.
Anyway.
Pam. Get a grip, Pam.
So...
Whew.
We've all done the honk at times, you kind of nod on. You've been there. Everybody's been there, right?
They said do
It's
it.
time for karaoke.
Oh.
Now, I don't know, there might be a couple people on here who know, but in case anybody missed it, Pam's been pretty regular, I think, for a couple of weeks now.
I'm regular. I'm very regular.
Doing a live on Sunday.
I lost it.
What time? 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock Arizona time. And last week, for the first time, we've been saying we might do it for a while. I did the hug.
He did it so fast you didn't see
this
it.
past Sunday, we sang a couple of songs on Pam's live.
Yeah, we sang like 3 songs on
we didn't go crazy.
Channel.
It wasn't like an hour of karaoke, but
if you want to skip through all the boring stuff, it's at 42 in.
Yeah, I guess you can still go watch it.
42 minutes in.
She was well into the live before we did it, but yeah, you can go find it on Pam's channel.
I was so nervous. I was shaking.
I did the honk. Did you guys miss it?
Hey, Brian Stern.
Hey, Brian, what's up? I'm busy at 2 p.m. So that's fine. That's fine.
Remind me what time on Sunday
it is. 2 o'clock Arizona
2
time.
in the afternoon.
That she's been pretty, I think you've done it for a good 3 or 4 weeks now, maybe.
Yeah, straight. I've been doing it.
But this is the first time we actually did a couple of songs.
Everybody missed
Do it again, she says.
Okay, so if you doze off and then you're like,
That's not
do it. Do it again. Do it right.
Do it again. Everybody. So now this one happened to be in the car, but Pam's live. Ooh, thanks, Jim.
Thanks,
there you go.
Jim. You're on the
Look at that.
Johnny on the spot. Jimmy on the spot.
We probably couldn't even do that.
I can't. I'm not technically savvy.
I'm usually driving. Yeah. Well, we figured. That's
all right,
too
just
bad.
act like you're asleep.
So if you talk. And while you're talking, I'll fall asleep.
I did a live on Sunday and I sang like 3 songs.
And you gotta scare yourself awake. See? That's what it is.
I've done it. We've all done it. We've all been there.
My mom just happens to do it a lot. What? What? Anyway.
In the car, at the house, out to eat.
Imagine, Sherry, how famous I could make Mom if I shared the best ever.
Wait, hey, we have one of Sherry on the bathroom floor. Remember that one?
That's just a picture, but yeah.
No, I have a video.
21 watching and only 16 likes.
Yeah,
don't forget to like.
Great honk.
So, anyway.
Gray like goose.
Oh boy, Don, it's a bird?
Mr. Birdman.
Don, everything sounds like a bird to Don.
The Birdman of Canada. Your new Delta Chi name is Birdman of Canada.
I missed the honk.
Can you hear the honk?
So what? So
you're gross.
I did the honk twice.
This show has gone off the rails. I'm not.
You've just been sitting there watching. It's weird with the lives, right? I mean, I guess Jim would know this. I don't know how many other people out there have done a live at all, or are doing a regular live, but it's a little weird that, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I mean, we can't tell that you're there, that any specific person is there unless you say something. So thanks for joining, Bill and Yvonne. The only way we can tell somebody's there is if they actually say something.
Birdman of Canada.
Thanks, Bill, about the plumbing. Yeah, Bill knows a good bit about plumbing because of his job at Home Depot in the past. But I think I learned enough to do what I needed to do. There will be more to learn when we move it inside the house, but I learned a good bit, and it was nice. As I said in my video, I don't know if everybody else is this way, but the codes freak me out and stuff, and you may or may not pay attention to the codes too much or whatever, but they can be pretty scary. They were a little scary for me, and they didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But once I started to get some of that stuff through a combination of talking to people and seeing some videos and ended up in some forums and things online about plumbing, and then when you go back to the codes after you know a little bit more, they started to make a lot of sense. So it was just a very satisfying feeling. So that was nice. But it was unfortunate. I guess I thought I'd be able to get a lot more of that knowledge, a lot more of that information quickly at kind of a hardware store or something. I thought that would be fairly common knowledge for someone working in a plumbing department or something, and it turns out it wasn't. I don't know if I should be surprised by that. Maybe that's my fault, and I know, you can get lucky at those places and unlucky at those places. You might have the guy who used to be a plumber or something, or you might not. So I guess it can be hit and miss. So that's really the lesson, I guess, is that the information out there is hit and miss. But
Boy, you're really putting a damper on things with this plumbing.
We're into
I'm
the projects,
kidding.
then we're back to the funny.
I'm
It can't be
kidding.
all we're bouncing around.
I know.
See?
I thought Pedro was talking about Patty. I was like, who's Pete?
So what did I miss? Yeah, Bill was on the roof a bunch with crazy winds blowing, but it looks like he's done now.
That seems very scary. Good luck with that.
Dawn says my sewer pipe to low flow flush toilet has to run 100 feet. I'm thinking I might be able to get away with doing 2 45-degree drops to make it work over that distance and still keep it a 1/4 inch.
Ooh, look at my fan. It's all. I love my dollar store fan. Dollar Tree. Best purchase ever. I'm sorry, I can't. We talked about this every week, so.
Well, what do you? Hey, go ahead. Pick a topic.
I worked on the pizza oven
this past week.
I worked on the pizza oven. I actually did some stuff with the pizza oven.
Was that since the last?
2 more layers.
Was that since talking last week?
Yes.
I guess I mentioned it maybe to somebody on the phone. So.
I worked my butt off on that thing. That was hard work.
So Pam did the pizza oven.
I did labor.
Pam did the second pizza oven a little while ago, actually. But
it's still a little small.
She didn't really finish it, right? So you
gotta let it dry for a while.
Well, it was out there for a long time. So she did. The dimensions are much better this time. Have you made any video about it? You did.
No, I've got footage, but I haven't. I'm editing it.
So she'll make another video. If you go back a ways in our videos, she shows the first one. The first one didn't work out too good. It was way too small. The dimensions weren't quite right. She couldn't get a fire to burn in it.
Your mom.
Sure. So we moved to. So she tried a second one. I laid out a design for her on a table. I gave her kind of the dimensions. I told her how tall it needed to be. It was something I wanted her to work on herself. So she did that.
I am scared of.
And it looks a lot better, but the layer of cob or whatever that she had on the outer, it was kind of thin. Yes. So the idea is, there's a couple different ways to do it, but this was basically, she had made a sand castle essentially, right? And then built the cob over it, and then you scoop the sand out after the fact.
By the way, in hindsight, I need to sift the sand because that was way too coarse of sand to be trying to make into a castle. Well, you need to make me a little a finer mesh screen.
Oh, I need to make a sifter. So we have a sifter that has a 1/4 inch screen, but that doesn't get you. That'll sift rocks into coarse sand. You'll get the rocks out of it. You can use that either if you want to get rocks that don't have a bunch of sand in them, or if you want to get sand that doesn't have a bunch of rocks in it. That 1/4 inch works pretty well, but the sand that comes out of it, the sand that falls out of that is pretty coarse, right? So it's got some decent sized pebbles in it. So that's not the kind of sand she wanted to use to build essentially a sandcastle, right? So she needed fine sand.
But anyway, it just isn't as quite as tall or big as I wanted. But I'm in the process now, and I haven't been able to go out there because it's raining. And I'm going to dig out all the sand, and then I'm going to test it out and see if it'll work. Brian wants to talk about my fear of propane tanks.
I see that.
I don't like them.
Brian's referencing a video. Do you remember that? So
my video?
I think he's referencing a video. I can't remember whether you put it on your channel or our channel.
The propane.
Yeah, yes. The burning, right? It was the burning.
Oh yeah.
So I tried to get Pam to do some of the Shoshugiban. It was actually on the table for the pizza
title
oven.
Of that video is the burning
so you have to hook
saga.
up a little kind of flamethrower type deal basically to the propane tank, and it makes noise, of course, when you pull the trigger. And Pam was just so freaked out by it. So if you want to laugh, was that on your channel?
I don't know why. Yes,
go watch that. It
burning saga.
It was hilarious.
I don't know why I don't like balloons either. I'm afraid they're going to pop. I'm afraid of explosions. I don't know why. I don't want to be that way. I don't.
Yeah,
like
so I
being that way.
know. Jim and Jessica must have done a ton of sifting. So I'm curious. Have they done anything? Have you guys done anything more than just like maybe a 1/4 inch sifter or anything, or have you gotten finer than that? But I guess the point Pam's trying to make is if we want true sand, we need to find it. You either need to buy the sand, but we don't really want to buy it because we have a lot of access here. But
I'm not afraid of clowns.
You need to sift.
I'm not afraid of clowns.
You need to sift it better. So we will need to do that when we want to make plaster. So why not build a pizza oven out of Adobe bricks?
I would like to have a
That
party
is
here
a thought.
eventually. I don't know if it'll. Parties freak me out too now.
Pizza party.
We used to have parties.
There will be a pizza party someday. Oh, there's a link. Thanks, Jim.
Jim, you are.
It was
Jimmy on the spot.
That was a funny video. Pam is pretty funny when I pull that trigger on the flame deal. It was pretty good.
I don't know how many pizzas I'm going to be able to fit in that. So I hope you don't mind cold pizza. I'll have to cook
even the
one
big
at a time.
ones don't make the biggest pizzas, but you have to make a really big one to make a good sized pizza.
But I think you should help me build another one after the house is built. We'll build a big one.
Sure.
And then
sure.
Sure. And then it'll be really good and big. And if we work together, we can do a better one. We can do
That's
it
code
together.
for I do it.
Hey, I know. Do you know what's funny is I go to film something and it takes me an hour to just gather up all the materials.
Welcome to my world.
It's
right?
like I'm gonna gather up all of this stuff, and then I'm finally like, okay, am I ready to film yet?
Anybody who's on, for those that are on here that make videos, I don't have to tell them, but for those that are on here that don't, I hope everybody can appreciate how hard it is to
we should do one on SketchUp
to make videos
with bricks. That's a good idea, Bill.
There is so much to making videos, right? The prep and it's just sometimes it's really hard when you want to do a project. If you're either in a hurry or if it's something that's maybe broken and you have to fix it, it can be really tough to kind of break out the camera and make sure you do all the things. And it's tough.
And then to try to get the
I hope
right
everybody
angle.
Appreciates. And then not just us, but everybody out there who makes videos. It's work. It's a lot of work.
And then the wind is blowing, and
we appreciate the viewers too. We all do. So,
did you like being inside your slight stringed in?
Yeah, I just
sightline.
I think I called Mom yesterday. So I've been messing around with the perimeter of the house for a long time. just kind of laying tires in generic places, or close to where they go and everything. And I talked a little bit about being off on the orientation and everything. Well, when I finally got that orientation right, when I kind of stopped paying attention to the compass app on the phone, when I finally used the sun and I decided, okay, this is right. I really then actually did string line all four sides of the house, so that inside of our little platform area, I've actually got the house kind of string lined out, which what I'm using those string lines for right now is where I'm going to lay my tires, because those will be the edge. Those will be where the walls of the house are going to go. So, but what it did for us was, it was the first time I had ever kind of cleared out the middle space. I always have a bunch of tools in there, a bunch of tires in there and stuff like that. So I kind of cleared everything out to do those string lines. And after that, it was nice to just stand in the middle of it. And it felt like something was happening, right? Or it felt like you had a space defined or whatever. So that was nice. So I called my mom yesterday. I just said, we got to stand inside the house finally. And it felt like
Brian Stern said I should videotape you preparing to do a video. I videotaped him. I got some really good footage of his pants falling down, and he wouldn't let me do it. He's like, no, you're not going to put that. It was so funny. I was laughing, but I didn't put it.
I got through
part
of making a video today and packed it in. We'll continue later. Yeah.
Brian was washing dishes. Yeah. I do all the cooking.
Brian looked pissed. Dishes aren't fun, but
it's okay. He does dishes because I do the cooking.
Yes.
And I do most of the cleaning.
It's what I'm able to contribute. I'm not a cook, so.
He doesn't even know how to boil water. One time I was sick and he was trying to make some food, and I wish I had filmed it. One of these days I'm going to have you just like make your own spaghetti, and because wasn't that what you were making that night?
A few times. It's not that I can't cook. I don't enjoy it. I mean, other than
I don't enjoy making
the same thing over and over again. Yeah. There's some you like to cook in certain situations. I do not like to cook at all.
I love to make pizza, and I love to make salsa and pizza. Oh, I just said pizza.
Pizza and salsa and pizza. She makes salsa like every other day. It's because somehow
eat it all.
it's gone every other day.
Oh, wow.
Brian likes to eat. I like to eat a lot more than I used to like to eat. I used to be a very bad eater.
Those pictures we were looking at today, there was a couple where Brian looks like he's way heavier and I was way skinnier because he was trying to gain weight.
Yes,
there
these
for a
older
while.
pictures we were looking at, there was a stretch of time in my life where I was a lot of people won't like to hear. A lot of people won't like to hear this, but I tried really hard to gain weight because I'm what's known as a hard gainer.
He sits here and eats Oreos in front of me, and I gain weight while he eats the Oreos.
I spent multiple years actively trying to gain weight. I mean, eating when I didn't want to eat and just constantly, because I was trying to lift weights and get a little bigger. And
I love blackberry.
And of course, one side effect of trying to do that was I got a little bigger.
He got his belly got bigger.
So, I mean, it's not much, but for me, it's a lot. So when we look back at these old pictures, we're like, oh my gosh, look how big I was there.
And that's when I was doing P90X, and I was like eating really healthy, and that's like the best I ever looked in my life. So
Jim, have you had the salsa? You must have had the salsa.
It's too much work. Right? I think Jim has at Ransom Ranch. When we went to Ransom Ranch, I think I brought
Warren says he'll teach me how to cook. I'll bet Warren cooks on the grill.
Awesome Arizona is.
Hey, welcome.
Just showed up.
Do you know where they're at? Who is that? Tell us where you're at.
I can't remember.
Roughly. You don't have to give us an address or anything.
Do you have a channel? I'll have to. I follow so many channels now. I'm gonna have to count up all the channels that because we go on and answer every single comment, and now it's starting to get.
For now, we still can. I'm sure it'll get harder, but yeah, we still read and respond to every comment. So feel free to comment. I love when people comment. So Warren does all kinds of cooking. All right.
Is it Jim or Jessica does the cooking? I'm guessing Jessica.
I think Jessica does most of it. I think Jessica does most of the cooking. I lifted for 10 years, only gained 10 pounds. Yeah.
It must be so rough not to be able to gain weight. I was
skinny when I started. I did manage to gain. I mean, I put on 40 pounds or something over the course of a few years. Most of it was muscle, but I gained a little stomach as well.
He's in Fountain Hills. I love Fountain Hills. We went, remember we camped over there by Fountain Hills?
I thought Jess did.
Where the big fountain is, remember that? We went we camped over there.
We used to camp up there.
And there was a bike trail. Remember? It was like a roller coaster.
Billy and Yvonne lived up in Fountain Hills, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
We didn't know them, but yeah, we used to camp up there. I've run some races up there.
Small world, is it?
Around the fountain. I ran a race around the fountain. Well, not just around the fountain. It's not.
Oh yeah, big. Brian's really fast. He's like the fastest man in the world.
Usain Bolt.
He's very gifted in all departments. What is sous vide?
For under vacuum.
What?
Sous vide?
What's sous vide? Does he mean chili verde? Chili verde?
I don't know.
French for under.
I could see Sue being under, sous chef. I could see that. Good job, Warren.
Warren, I didn't know you were so worldly. Hey, Jill and Warren, we were talking about maybe someday we could drive that air conditioner out to you guys and see your goats.
Yeah, we haven't been out.
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats. We haven't been out there, so we'll plan a trip out there sometime, and we'll bring you the leftover.
He said no.
Air conditioner.
No thanks.
I want to be out where you guys are someday. Oh, when is someday?
Someday.
Sous vide. Oh, that's how you pronounce it.
Your mom says we should finish up, or somebody said it. We should finish up each video with a song. We can only sing 3 seconds of a song though, or else we'll get copyright infringed.
3 seconds of a song is
3 seconds. I did a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, let us know when the trusses are coming, Warren.
The trusses are coming. I did a little bit.
I keep saying this, but I gotta make phone calls about trusses and potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Bill sent me a link. Thanks, Bill. I should look into the possibility of kind of the wooden I-beams that places like Home Depot do as well. But you know, we're a little ways out still, but that stuff will take some time. So I got to start kind of getting that in the works.
That would be a cool game. We'll just only do 3. We'll sing 3 notes of a song, and then they have to guess
in high school.
Do you have a channel, Awesome Arizona AA? Do they have a channel, and what's your name? I'll try to remember your name. It seems like last week a lot of people showed up at the very end because they didn't have a time change.
I hope the time change didn't screw anybody up.
Food is placed
I
in a
try to
plastic
always say
pouch
Arizona
containing a water
time
bath.
when I put our stuff out. Because yeah, I know your time changed. Everybody else's time changed recently.
Uh-oh, it's a competition.
Uh-oh.
It's a competition.
Placed in a plastic pouch and cooked in a water bath for hours. Did you just Google that, Brian? Or did you know that?
I'm guessing he did. Somebody's Googling. Oh, I won a giveaway. That was exciting.
Well, you won a contest.
I won a contest. And a trivia I won a trivia contest. Brian helped out a little bit, but I won $10 in a contest, trivia contest. Desert Diva.
Somebody on a YouTube channel on a live did a little trivia contest.
And then another Brainstorm Acres, Henry and Irene had a giveaway, and they drew my name.
Their 1,000 when they hit 1,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah. So I ordered a shirt, and I'm going to order some canvases so I can paint some more.
Yes,
Dino. I'll have to look that. I'll look that up.
Actually, now I'm starting to remember. Now I think I have seen some comments in the past from Awesome Arizona.
Awesome Arizona. Dino. AA. Dino the dinosaur. I have to associate it.
Now I get under vacuum in a plastic pouch and cooked in water. Aha. Now it makes sense. Look at that. We're learning a little French here.
Awesome.
So we're actually already pushing 7 o'clock. Is it?
Wow.
So I think we touched on our progress recently. Like I said, there should be a video out in the next day or two about the actual plumbing stretch that I ran there. It's just doing basically what I talked about in the previous video. And we're back to tire prep again. Hopefully that won't take too long now. It's actually not that hard. A lot of it is the kind of the positioning and the prepping of the ground and everything. Actually, filling the tires, it is of course a labor intensive job, but it's really not that bad once you kind of get into actually the filling. But I keep wondering when YouTube lets me go commercial now that I have over 1,000 subscribers, but need to learn more stuff, I guess. Don, you should check. You need to check your upside down downsizing. Did the bales stay dry? Yes. Our bales are nice and dry. If everybody's seen our, I can't remember if I said this to everybody yet, but I put a video out of the bales, but where we placed them, so we put them under our carport.
I'll look at.
And I started out in the middle kind of bay of the carport. So in terms of the sides, it's set in quite a ways. Now I did have to overflow into the next bay. So it kind of starts in the middle and goes to the one side bay, and it goes to almost the edges of the carport, but it's set back a few feet from the edges. So for the most part, if rain comes straight down, it won't even really hit it. But I did tarp around the outside, except for I didn't tarp the one side that's set in way underneath because it's still in the middle bay, and there's nothing beside it. So there's a good 12 feet or so before the roof ends. So
it's 4,000 hours of watch time. I'm sorry.
Yes, 4,000 hours of watch time in the last year. Yeah.
In a year.
So go look at your watch time in your on YouTube Studio in your analytics, and you'll know. So you need 4,000 hours in the past calendar year, and then once you hit it one time, you're good. So anyway, the bales did stay dry. I think I mentioned last week that we had that weird kind of snow, even when it wasn't even freezing temperatures, but the snow was so light and the wind was so hard that snow actually blew into the bales, but there wasn't that much of it. But the rain we got last night and today didn't really hit the bales at all because we're set back good enough. So the bales are okay. I was going to mention.
Shirley's going to kill you.
I think when I saw that, did the bales stay dry? Oh, I was talking to Dawn about watch time when I saw the bales comment. Yeah, so 4,000 hours of watch time. Thanks, Brian. No, that's fine, Dawn. What else? So yeah, we're almost at an hour here. Does anybody have anything they're curious about? That's what we've kind of been up to. That's what we got done. We'll be doing tires here for a little bit. Hopefully we can move through that pretty quickly. Like I said, I got some of the prep done. The weather has been tough. I like to try to sort of ignore the weather, but it's been rough.
It was with the wind and now the rain.
The cold. Yeah, so the last couple of days were tough. I did a little bit of work, but it's been tough. What else? Anything else?
I'm tired.
We're almost out of time here, so if anybody wants to know anything, let us know. As always, thank you, everybody. I mean, I don't know if I thought about changing the end of our videos. I feel like I don't say thank you enough in our videos for everybody that watches and to tell people to subscribe and hit the bell and all that stuff. But
yeah, Red, it's supposed to blow even harder tomorrow.
When it is March. It is March, but hopefully it'll die down.
Hey, I'll be happy with a sill plate because once the tires are level and the sill plate goes, then it's, believe me, it'll be.
Just another heads up. You know, people ask about timeline a lot. Nobody asked about it today, but you know, and again, I understand. I understand that that I may be optimistic, and I understand that things almost never go the way you plan them to, right? But you have to try and plan something. So my current plan is this, and it's fairly generic, but
yes,
I had said for a long time that I wanted to be putting up bales in March, and I did, and we didn't quite get there. We're close, but and that was to target kind of a window of what we think should be dry weather. Even though it's interesting, here we are in March and today was wet, but so we should have a window of dry weather coming up, I would hope, until well into July, probably for monsoon, right? So so the current plan is this. We have three kind of major things that we need to accomplish. I mean, obviously those things are made up of a lot of little pieces, but the three major things we need to accomplish, and we have about 3 months, should have about 3 months of pretty dry weather, I would think, to get us to a point where we'll be kind of dried in and somewhat protected from the weather. And hopefully that'll go like so. The first thing is, assuming I'm skipping over the foundation, which we're hopefully almost done with.
Hi, Rita. And William.
So those three things are putting up the bale walls, obviously, and part of that is putting windows and doors in. So I'm saying that we'll use the month of April for that. So that's coming up. April, right? Yeah. So April, we'll do bale walls. And each of these things that I'm going to talk about don't necessarily take that long, shouldn't necessarily take a month, but I'm trying to build in the fact that I know things go wrong or things will come up that I didn't expect or whatever. And when I say bale walls, you know, obviously you've got to build in windows and doors, and there's a lot to that, as many people know, as especially Bill and Yvonne know, as they've done that recently. So I may be being optimistic, but my plan is we'll spend April doing the walls, spend May doing the roof, which again by itself shouldn't take a whole month necessarily, but as I've said, I do need to prep for that, right? I need to make some phone calls. I need to get the information because there's some lead time involved in some of the roofing materials. But if we spend May doing the roof, then that leaves us June to hopefully plaster. So those are the big things that need to happen: walls, roof, plaster, before the monsoons come. So I'm hoping that we can do those three things in those 3 months and get us dried in. Now that'll leave us a whole lot left to do, of course, on the inside, but I'm trying to get past that hurdle of getting dried in before the
Are monsoons. You reading the comments?
I haven't in a minute.
Pedro, you're invited.
Wait, you got the Kit Kats, Jim said. Good one.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he did get the Kit Kats.
I did get the Kit Kats.
Then, oh yeah, Don, we'll have to go to Mikasa. We went and actually got something different from Mikasa this time.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, it was so good. What did I? Oh, I had
we will
burrito.
do, Don. We'll be in touch.
Oh man, it was good.
And we will, believe me, we will have a party. Pam will want to have a big time party. We might have a couple of parties as we get a couple. Those three things that I just mentioned, as each three of those things finish,
4K crib.
We'll be really excited about each one of those things along the way. So I imagine we'll want to share that with folks. So
we're in Arizona, out by Tombstone. William Wright. I think a lot of people think that our
yeah. See, I hope the
our
time
live
change.
stream
I
is
try to make it clear that it's Arizona time, and
William Rogers.
I-
Is that different from
I
William
do
and Rita?
think
Is that
I'm.
a different William?
Hopefully, I'm setting it up right in YouTube Studio. I hope I'm not doing it wrong, but give your walls time to compress before plastering.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks, Bill. And I noticed what just happened to you guys, so that was interesting.
We'll probably, well, if we have a party, I forgot what I was going to say.
William could be William
I
and
have
Rita.
off-grid in Dolan Springs.
Somebody
was asking me about Dolan Springs.
4K cribs in Arizona.
Oh, it is William.
And
Rita.
the people that just showed up, let me know. We don't look like we're coming on at an hour later, do we? Because we did start an hour ago. I hope I'm not setting it up wrong. I don't think I am.
Maybe because of Arizona, you're saying Arizona time, people are confused?
Well, I mean, that's correct. I just hope I'm setting it up correctly, because I noticed a couple people come in right at the end.
William and Rita are here in Arizona, so they know. I think they know.
Like I said, I want to make sure I'm not doing something wrong in YouTube Studio when I set it up, because I mean, I go in and I say go live, so I mean, for all I know, I could be doing it an hour early. I don't think I am. But
your mom got on okay.
But, anyway, I'm just saying, if
your mama.
Hopefully, we're set up correctly.
Ooh, chicken tacos. I don't know about the mole.
All right.
I haven't really tried mole. Is it mole?
It is mole.
Pollo.
I think I have had mole, and you probably have too, and I think we're not
mole.
I think it might be an acquired taste. Some
it's okay, Rita.
Their clocks by mistake. You come on live at 9. That's what I thought, Mom. And I think I've been announcing
Some
it.
Newbies
correct. I've said 6 p.m. Arizona time. We didn't change it with the time change, because if anybody didn't know, Arizona doesn't change their times. We didn't change it because if we changed it to 5 here, which would have kept it the same for people outside of Arizona.
Jim changed his.
Yeah, I know. But that would have took us kind of into my dinner time, at least. Yours tends to be a little earlier. Maybe,
I love guacamole.
But
I love Mexican food. I love all things Mexican.
Mole.
I think I was a Mexican in a previous life or something.
Well, thanks again, everybody. Again, if this thing looks to anybody like it's set up at the wrong time, please let me know. We are still shooting for 6 Arizona time, which right now is 9 Eastern. We are on California time at this point.
Thanks, Bill.
But the other half of the year, we're actually not on California time. So
now I'm cold.
Thanks everybody for stopping in. I guess we're going to wrap up. It's 7 o'clock. So thanks for coming.
Thank y'all.
Anything to add?
No, I don't.
Thanks everybody. Oh, we got 21 and 21 with the thumbs up.
Okay, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Michelle and Mark?
Oh, is this
Terry.
Northwest to Southwest?
Uh-oh. There was somebody named
She's trying to remember all the names. It can be hard.
Michelle. Terry and Michelle are northwest to southwest. Good night. Oh, wait. I thought they just got here. Okay. Well, we're wrapping it up. So thank you guys, everybody. Terry and Michelle. Okay. Because there's another one named Michelle and Mark. Michelle and Mark.
It's hard to keep up.
Patty is the baker. I'm the cook. She makes all the cakes and sweets. All right, y'all.
One last time. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. And keep an eye out for a video. Should be coming in the next day or two.
Mark and Terry, I am so sorry. I can't keep everybody's name.
We get mixed up sometimes. It's understandable.
All right.
Okay, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Good night.
I'm so tired.